Hi everyone, welcome to MVP. On today's video, we'll be talking about outdoor adventure. Now I'm sure you're wondering, if we're talking about outdoor adventure, why am I sitting here indoors at a desk? Well, the answer to that is simple. Every good outdoor adventure involves plenty of proper planning and preparation. So let's talk about planning an outdoor adventure. One thing you might find helpful are something called guidebooks. Here I've got one on the Ohio State Parks and a couple about hiking in Ohio. In this one, here's a section on Caesar Creek State Park, one of our favorite close to home state parks. There's a lot of information about that park, and there's even a map showing you trails and facilities at the park. Very helpful. Sometimes you might want a little bit more detail. And here in the Hiking Ohio guidebook is one hike up at Caesar Creek State Park that has a lot of description of that hike, how to get to the trailhead, talks about maps, the hike, some photos of things you might see on the hike, as well as a better map than we have in the overview in the Ohio State Parks book. Guidebooks are helpful. You can get those at a library, at a bookstore. Another place you might want to look for information is online. There's state park websites that would give you details and things on where you might want to go. But the most important thing before you do any online research is to make sure you get your parents' help. Now, we've planned a trip. We need to get ready to go. But before we do, I want to talk about Mr. Todd's ABCD rules of outdoor adventure. We'll start with A. Always tell an adult. Before you go on an adventure, you want to make sure you let somebody know where you're going, your parents. Tell them who you're going to be with. Tell them what you're going to be doing. Tell them where you're going to be and when you expect to be back. Even as experienced outdoor adventurers, we still let our family know when we're going on a big hiking trip. We send them all of that information in an email, tell them where we're going to be, give them all kinds of information, and when we're supposed to be back. That's in case something were to happen while we're on our trip. People will know where to find us and how to get help. Next is bring a buddy. It's always more fun on an outdoor adventure when you've got family or friends with you. And it's also safer. If something happens to one of you, the other can always go and get help from someone else. So bring a buddy. You know what? I'm going to call my buddy Luke. Hey Luke, how'd you like to go on a hike today? Great. Let me get some stuff ready and I'll be over real soon. Bye. Now, it's time to go gather our gear and supplies. Which brings us to C, carry a canteen. You need to carry and drink plenty of water when you're on the trail. For us, on a long hike, that usually means at least 2 liters of water per person, which is the same as 4 of these small disposable water bottles. Especially in hot weather, you need to make sure that you drink plenty of water to prevent dehydration. It's one of the most dangerous things on the trail. Some other things that you need to bring with you would be a safety whistle. You would blow that 3 times if you were in need of help. Either a flashlight or a headlamp in case you were to get caught out after dark. I keep my headlamp in a little container with some spare batteries. A first aid kit in case someone were to get injured, and of course a map and a compass to help you find your way. And last but not least, snacks for the trail. It's always good to have something to eat to give you a boost of energy and just to pick up your mood. Got some bars here, an apple, and some chocolates. Now that we've packed all of our gear and supplies, what's left? Of course, that would be D, dress for the day. You might wonder why in hot weather I'd be wearing long sleeves and long pants. Well, that's to protect me from the brush and insects, and it also helps protect my skin from the sun. These are light clothing, so you want to wear light clothing in hot weather, but you also want to protect yourself from the elements. Of course, you want to have a hat to protect your head from the sun, and a couple of other items we might want to have with us are going to be a rain poncho in case it rains, and sunscreen, which you want to put on any exposed skin to protect yourself from the sun. Now that all our gear and supplies are loaded, we're dressed for the day, it's time to head for the trail. All right, here I am at the trail with my buddy Luke, getting ready to go on our hike. Now, it's your turn to plan your adventure. You need to get outdoors, stay safe, and happy trails. All right, let's go, Luke. Okay, come on, James. Come on, Grace. You can come too. Come on, come on.